We're just 2 sleeps away from the NFL draft taking over Las Vegas and Sin City, starting with round 1 on Thursday, and all eyes on the top 10 picks. This year a little different, where there's no for sure number 1 pick, meaning we can see a little shuffle there. Makes sense. Why not? It's in Vegas, so you kind of roll the dice when it comes to those top prospects going, of course, later this week. Taking a look at Ryan Wilson's latest mock draft. Usual suspects at the top, with Ike Ekwonu there going number 1 to Duval County to the Jaguars. Then Aiden Hutchinson, maybe staying in Michigan, of course, to the Detroit Lions. Then outside of that, Ryan has 6 of the 7 top picks going with the guys in the trenches. On top of that, no QBs in the top 10 so far in this latest mock. All right, for more on the draft, let's bring in the mock guru here, R-Dub sliding in on HQ. And let's do a little buy or sell here. And let's start at the top. Buy or sell the Jags going upside over a sure pick at number 1.
Brandon, good morning to you, my man. We're almost here to the draft. It sort of feels like when you're sending your kids off to college and it's all going to be done, have the house to myself. But then I got to start back again. They're going to send me some new kids in about 4 weeks. Got to get restarted on the next draft, 2023. So buy or sell, Jaguars doing the right thing at the top. I'm buying that they're going to go high upside over doing the smart thing. Smart thing for me, and you just showed that mock draft that I had come out yesterday, is taking an offensive tackle to replace, to help Trevor Lawrence, They re-upped Cam Robinson, the left tackle on that franchise tag. Looks like they're going to re-sign him to a long-term deal. Instead of doing that, which feels like a layup, I think they're going to go with Trayvon Walker. We just saw his picture there, who is a high upside guy. Trent Bowkey, the GM, loved Aldon Smith back when he was in San Francisco, drafted him because of his traits, had a great rookie season as a part-time pass rusher, double-digit sacks. But he also did that, Trent Bowkey did, while passing on 2 guys named J.J. Watt and Cam Jordan, future Hall of Famers. So could it be the case that Bowkey's overthinking this with the Trayvon Walker talk? I do believe so. I think Trayvon Walker can be a good football player. But if it's me, I'm taking an offensive tackle, help out Trevor Lawrence, who took a ton of hits last year.
Ekwonu would be the answer there. We're talking with Jacksonville to help Trevor Lawrence there. In the first 5 or 6, we see not a quarterback, but buy or sell, maybe the Panthers might take one there at 6.
You know, David Tepper, the owner, is impatient, and I get it. When you spend a lot of money on a football team and they play the way they played in recent years, you want to fix it. But I don't know if there's a fix here at number 6. So I'm selling on the idea that the Panthers take a quarterback at 6. Ideally, they would like to trade down. I don't know if that's going to be possible, and we can talk about that in a second. I think what you do instead, again, I'm going to return to the thing I just said about the Jaguars. Take an offensive lineman. Your offensive line was atrocious last year. You'll have a pick between Ike Ekwonu, Evan Neal, or Charles Cross at 6 almost certainly. Take one of those players, because if you take Malik Willis, if you take Kenny Pickett, and you put him out there, it's going to be a long season. It's going to look a lot like what Sam Darnold looked like last year, which wasn't much fun to watch if you're a Panthers fan. So I'm going to sell on the idea of taking a quarterback. Fingers crossed they can trade down. If that can't happen, just take an offensive tackle. Don't overthink it. Make your football team better. And then whoever ends up being quarterback, whether you're trading for Jimmy Garoppolo or Baker Mayfield or giving Sam Darnold another run, at least there'll be a little bit more protection there in front of them.
Putting somebody in front there, of course, as you mentioned there, Willis and Pickett have been connected as possible options there at 6, but that may not be the case. But let's go back up 2 picks to number 4 with the Jets. Buy or sell, that might be the place we'll see the first trade of the draft.
I'm going to sell on that, Brandon. And the issue is this. The quarterback class, we've talked about it for months. It's not the sexy class we saw last year, Trevor Lawrence, before that Joe Burrow, or even Kyler Murray, who was that two sports star that ended up being the first overall pick. So here's the deal. Jaguars are first. They're not trading out of that. No one's moving up there. Detroit's second. I don't see any movement there. Third is Houston. Again, they have 3 and 13. Maybe, potentially, but who's coming up and what are they coming up for? And then at 4 are the Jets, who also pick again at 10. I think everything stays put there. Maybe at 5, the Giants, who have 5 and 7, entertain some offers, but I don't know who's coming up. And if a team's coming up, Brandon, it's not going to be for a quarterback. It'll probably be for an offensive tackle. Perhaps Kayvon Thibodeau, if he slips a little bit. Maybe a Sauce Gardner or a Derek Stingley Jr., should they fall a little bit. So I'm going to stay put at 4. I think those first 4 spots stay pretty well intact. And it might be a few more picks after that before we see our first trade.
Jets have 5 picks, by the way, in the first 3 rounds, so they definitely have options. If they do want to trade out, they do have that second there at number 10. All right, how about the over-under 3.5 QBs in the first round? We talk about this may not be a heavy QB class, but chances we see that over-under there, that number.
Yeah, not a heavy QB class does not mean teams will not overdraft the quarterback. 3.5 is a really good number. I feel a little better with 3. I'm going to take the under, but man, I don't feel good about it, and I'll tell you why. So you see Malik Willis there. I think he's the first quarterback off the board. Then you also have Kenny Pickett. Those two guys are almost certainly going to go. Now, things get interesting with the final three guys you see there. And the wild card team, because I think that the Saints are going to take a quarterback. I think Atlanta could take a quarterback, and I think Detroit could take a quarterback at 32. That gets you to 3. The wild card team is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers at 20. Do they love Des Ridder enough to take him there? Do they love Matt Corral enough to take him there? And that will get you 4. But right now, as we sit here, I'm going to go 3. But that 3.5 number, I do not feel great about it.
If you're looking at 3, that's what you're saying right now. We got Willis Pickett. Who's that third for you going in that first round?
I think it's. I'm hesitating because I have second-round grades on all these guys except Matt Corral. I think it's going to be Des Ridder, or the dark horse candidate, BB, could be Sam Howell at the end of the first round. I think there's a team that trades back up and gets him, or maybe even the Detroit Lions getting the Sam Howell conversation at 32.
All right, we'll see what happens there. Buy or sell, the Jets once again will tick off their fans.
You know what? I'm going to sell that. I think this is the year that things look up. You got to say that with a smile on your face. They have 2 picks, 4 and 10 there, and I think if they get an edge rusher at 4, whether it's Kayvon Thibodeau, Jermaine Johnson's getting some push here, and then you circle back and you get Garrett Wilson, that is great news. Here's what you do not do, Jets. Please do not do this. And there have been reports that Woody Johnson, the owner, is going to get involved in the process, which is not great news for Jets fans. But with that 10th pick, do not take an offensive tackle named Trevor Penning, whom I love, but Jets fans were irate with me when I did it in a mock draft a few weeks ago. Take Garrett Wilson, take Drake London, even take Jameson Williams. And if you do that, I think Jets fans will be ecstatic with a draft haul of an edge rusher, athletic guy like Thibodeau or JJ, or getting that wide receiver at 10, whoever that may be.
All right, well, you don't think the scenes will look like this come Thursday, of course, in Vegas. You sure about that, Ryan? Because, I mean, this is an ongoing saga when it comes to the Jets fan base.
No, I'm not sure. You saw that guy with that mustache. He ain't happy about anything. So you know he's going to be unhappy come 2 days from now when the Jets get on the clock. But I got faith in Robert Saleh. Keep Woody Johnson out of the draft room. That may be your best recipe for success.
All right, buy or sell, do you have faith in yourself with your own mock? It may play out that way here Thursday.
Man, I've been doing this for 35 weeks. I got zero faith in this final mock draft because things have been so crazy, Brandon. A year ago, I felt pretty good. I got a lot of the picks right. I was, peacocking around the living room when I got those picks. This year, man, it is going to be crazy because, again, no quarterbacks at the top that we can sort of rely on, like the Trevor Lawrences and the Joe Burrows. So much upheaval, starting with number 1. We do not know what the Panthers are going to do. It feels like Trayvon Walker. And then trying to sort out what the team's going to do after that because there are so many directions, so many of these terrible teams can go to fix those football teams. So I don't have a lot of faith. Fingers crossed, I'm going to throw some darts here, and hopefully I come up with some magic because I would like to, end this thing on a high note, as you like to say, Brandon.
All right, Ryan Wilson, of course, getting ready to say goodbye to all his kids in 2022 and hello 2023 after this weekend, as always. Appreciate it. R-Dub checking in. The Pick 6, you can catch them there. It's mailbag time. Find out what Will Brinson and John Breach think about their no chances that Kyler Murray is going anywhere out of Arizona. What's the best rivalry, of course, in NFL, and which players they believe are most they want to see play today. Download and give them a follow.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.